A-player Smash Tour?
Yeah. A-player Smash... No Smash Tour.
Okay, what's your stance on the hype, Max?
I agree with Austin. Bring back event matches. Like, I didn't even... Until he told me, I didn't even know that Smash 4 didn't have event
No,
matches.
they do. It's just... What, do they... I think they do.
The 3DS version doesn't have them. The Wii U does.
Yes, that's it.
So, let's just say
They're inconsistent.
Also, bullshit difficulty.
Yeah, I liked Melee's, I think, a little bit more, just because, and I did like Brawl's mechanic of unlocking something when you cleared certain events on certain difficulties and whatnot. But I think for Smash, for whatever this new one is, they need to kind of blend the ideas together. Speaking of the way Smash 4 unlocks and Brawl unlocks, checklists and the trophy room thing in Brawl.
Yeah.
How do you think they should tackle that in the new game?
Well, I never really care how they tackle it that much. Just don't lock the stuff we really care for, like characters, behind the more bullshit challenges.
Yeah. Also,
serious, really, those challenges where you need to play the game for X hours between 4 people. Well, besides the obvious, leaving the game on overnight, it's kind of impossible on the 3DS version, because where the hell are you supposed to get 4 friends when you barely know anyone in the neighborhood?
Challenges on the 3DS.
Actually, they did have that challenge.
No.
I could have sworn they did.
No multiplayer ones, because that was the whole thing, is you played on the go and you wouldn't know.
Never mind, I just used a hammer for that challenge on the 3DS version.
I think I would like a blend between Brawl's system and the Kirby Air Ride checklist system, where I liked Brawl's because you could kind of see in the box, you could kind of see what
roughly
was there.
Guess what it was.
Roughly guess it. Exactly.
Compared to where it just gave you an image of what it kind of is. Like, here, do X, and you get this trophy that you have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I liked that way that Brawl worked, but I also like how Kirby Air Ride's checklist system was basically an entire grid where everything was basically hidden until you did something, and then that unlocked to you to see the challenges around you, which then gave you the freedom of, okay, I'm going to go do what I want, and then you unlock challenges doing just random shit, and then you got to look at what you've completed and just the immediate squares around it and be like, oh, I could do that, and that leads you to complete that challenge, to let you complete that challenge, to let you know that you can do this to complete that challenge. If you blend those two systems together, I think it would be really effective, because the one thing I loved about Brawl's system was music tracks and stages were cool, and masterpieces. Right. The way you unlock those
masterpieces,
they weren't the greatest thing, but unlocking them was super fun, because it was like, oh, it's just like you could tell kind of, oh, there's a masterpiece you can unlock if you did something dumb as like play like 5 matches with this character, like something you'd probably already do. Yeah. And it would be like, and for me personally, that's the things I like, is like, oh, if you want to unlock a new stage, you play X character for 20 matches and you get a cool new stage. That was always fun to me, because it was like, oh, there's stuff to unlock. I don't want everything to be unlocked when I boot up the game. And I know this is hypocritical, characters, I want to unlock characters.
So long as the methods, aren't tedious, like Matt said, like leaving it on, for a
while. Like, wasn't that how you unlocked Mewtwo in Melee?
The way Melee did characters, though,
was bullshit.
I liked it.
You're crazy.
I liked it because it was one of those things where you did something, and it was like, boom, challenger approaching. You're like, oh shit, I gotta get good, or else I'm gonna die, and I'm not gonna unlock them. Because the thing with Brawl was, they did the same thing, but you had to go to a specific stage and fight almost like a boss fight kind of thing. And that was cool.
Or there was also some emissary where you could just go to unlock all the characters, which we all know was the fastest way to do so.
Yeah, basically. And that was the only way to unlock characters, really, was to go through the subspace emissary.
Well, the easiest one. Well, quote-unquote easiest.
Quote-unquote, yeah. I guess you could just grind it out, but yeah, that was the thing. It was like, it was kind of tedious to just do the subspace emissary.
Okay, so my overall stance on the hype for Smash 4 things I'd like to see. I'll be asking a few more specific questions later.
Here we go.
Honestly, I'm hyped, but certainly less than most people. Partially because I think it's too soon, though.
Too soon?
It's only the Switch's 2nd year.
It should have been a
Well, how long would you want us to wait?
I don't know. Just another year? Like, year 3?
What was the last time that Smash had an update?
2016.
And it's 2018. 2 years.
Yeah, but it's...
You want to pull Call of Duty and wait 3 years before you get another game? A good game? Sorry, fans of Sledgehammer and other companies, but, Treyarch is best. But anyway.
Also, yes. Oh, speaking of Call of Duty, Activision, you suck at Roman numerals.
No, they don't. It makes
Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Use
Blops IV sounds like a medical game. It's great. We're going to be the medics on the battlefield. Or you could just... I personally like the way they did Blop.
Idiots. At least Final Fantasy had the decency to keep with the Roman numerals.
They're not doing
I'm
Roman
referring
numerals.
Activision as
They're not
idiots.
doing Roman numerals. They weren't doing Roman numerals. They were doing... actually...
And again, you're actually hyped for that game.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
If this is way ahead of schedule, but if they did Black Ops 5... What they would do is they just have the 4 logo with a slash through it for the 5th, like it's a tally mark. Because that would make a lot of sense. Because then everybody would be like, "Oh, the whole time they were doing tallies, not Roman numerals, like you."
Well, by the time they get to the later Black Ops entries, the logo's just going to look stupid and not very symmetrical.
They're not going to have. This isn't Final Fantasy. They aren't going to have 30 Black Ops games.
They better not. Honestly, I'm just waiting for COD to die.
Thing is, for the 4, it already... I don't know if the tally thing would work because it already looks like an emblem, and here's where I've edited the video where the 4 and the Autobot emblem look very similar.
Oh, so you're also afraid of copyright law?
I have to say...
No, I don't say copyright law. I'm just pointing out a funny similarity.
I posted out some weird similarities.
The way they did the emblem, though, was, in my opinion, I thought it was pretty smart, because they basically they took the Black Ops 2 emblem, and they just cut 2 lines through it and created 4.
I guess.
I was like, that's pretty cool. And the way they revealed it, I have to give credit where credit's due. Them literally bringing a piece of metal and welding it through and creating it on the spot, that's cool. I don't care what anyone says. You weld your logo in a live reveal like that, and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, here's where it's coming out. Here's when we're going to reveal more about it. Boom!
Okay,
like,
so
that's
they're nice and
back to the topic that Smash again. Another reason I'm not feeling as much hype for it as everyone else is because I'm already hyped because most of my hype is still held by BlazBlue Crosstown Battle.
Another fighting game.
You do realize they just had a character reveal trailer today. I guess from Persona 4 Arena, Carmine from Argentine and Birth, and Junpei. I actually kind of wanted to see Junpei in, but I thought it was a long shot. And people who play Hakumen are still crying in the corner.
I have no idea who all these people are, but somebody you might know who is, which is the new character they revealed for Soul Calibur 6, which is the protagonist from one of the greatest games of this generation,
The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Yeah, Garrett.
Boom.
Honestly,
the White Wolf is here.
Honestly, when it comes to my stance on Soul Calibur 6, I'm just waiting to see about Dynamic actually does.
Have you played Soul Calibur 4?
We played a bit of it at Fighting Game Club once. I thought it was good.
Soul Calibur 4 is amazing.
Well, to most people, it was the last good Soul Calibur game.
Wait, which version? PS3 or Xbox?
I think it was the Xbox version.
Oh,
I think it was on the...
Trash! The PS3 version is best because, A, Yoda's a cheap piece of shit because he's so tiny. Second, Darth freaking Vader on the PS3! Oh my gosh, do I need to say any more?
They really...
It was the Xbox.
So wait, the problem with
Xbox exclusive.
So the problem with Yoda was that he was way too freaking short. You know, that was honestly one of the reasons people thought we wouldn't see Jubei as playable in BlazBlue.
The thing is,
but they just flat out make the sprite bigger.
In both versions, the thing that was weird about Soul Calibur 4 is the apprentice was the secret character to hype up the Force Unleashed. But the thing is that if you play the PS3 version, makes way more sense that you have Darth Vader facing off against the apprentice Starkiller, because in the game, spoiler alert for a really old game, but that happens in the game, so it was kind of a cool kind of foreshadowing thingy-majigger promotional thing, and it just kind of made more sense story-wise to me,
I guess.
But anyway, so Soul Calibur 6.
Speaking of characters in Soul Calibur, number 6, I honestly don't care as long as they don't add Patroclus.
Who the fuck is that?
Protagonist of the fifth one.
Oh, that's right. I remember. Cause,
you know,
the fifth what?
The fifth Soul Calibur. You know, easily one of the most hated characters in the series.
There is a protagonist in the Soul Calibur games?
I only know that because I watched Brain Scratch's playthrough of Soul Calibur 5 story mode. But I remember them not really liking Patrol.
When it comes to story mode and fighting games, we should all be back. We should be preferring Blaze Blue, because as complicated as it is, I still think there's something in it.
See, the great thing about Soul Calibur 4 is that every character is the main character in their own story.
Well,
and
so
there's an individual story for everyone, and then you get to see how all the stories link together.
Well, early Blaze Blue game. The first two Blaze Blue games did that, but Chrono Phantasma kind of threw that out the window. Honestly, when it comes to BB Tag's story structure, hope it still gives equal spotlight to everyone. DLC characters included.
No. Maybe not DLC.
Well, actually, no, because giving some early cutscenes, specifically from Under Night and Birth's side of the story, Blake is shown, and she's a DLC character. Granted, she's free day one DLC, but DLC nonetheless.
Speaking of fighting games, NetherRealm's next fighting game, will it come to Switch?
Wait, what is NetherRealm's next fighting game?
NetherRealm's the guys who make Injustice, and the guys who make Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I know.
Will we see Mortal Kombat on a Nintendo console?
Speaking of which, congrats on Injustice.
We haven't seen since the SNES, I believe, where it got destroyed by the Genesis version because they tried to take out the blood because Nintendo.
Well, Mortal Kombat 2 completely backtracked on that one.
So,
well, honestly, I feel like it's a possibility because, one, the aforementioned early Mortal Kombat games being on SNES, and two, for the little that it's worth, the original Injustice got on Wii U.
Yes, but I want to see Mortal Kombat in all of its blood and gore on the Switch. If they can do it with Doom, they can do it with MK, and that would be amazing to see. Going to, being able to play Street Fighter, being able to play Smash Brothers, being able to play Blaze Blue, being able to play
Well, so far only BB Tags.
It's bad Fighters isn't on it.
Pretty much. Well, Dragon Ball Fighters. Yeah, why isn't Dragon Ball Fighters on Switch?
Well, I don't know. Though Arxis did say that they were seeing if Guilty Gear was a good fit for the Switch, and since DBFC uses the same graphic style as Guilty Gear, hell, it's done by the same team that made Guilty Gear.
It's probably not good.
Could see it, though again, we're not really sure.